Solve This Murder. I'm your detective, Bill.
And I am your crime scene criminal and witnesses, Dani. We're on part 2 of The Slain Singer.
In part 1, I arrived at the Thunderdome, where rock star Anita Apocalypse had been fatally shot, and met police detective Kat Delaware, who gave me her version of the scoop.
He spoke with band manager Lily Okereke about the events that had taken place and learned that Anita had gotten into a fight with a rival singer and then locked herself in the tour bus.
And then I searched the scene of the crime and found the murder weapon, a pistol that had fired 6 shots. All right, so I have people to question and motives to discover and figure out what is actually going on. That's my job. That's what I need to do. I need to solve a murder, effectively. I still have 3 members of Blind Puma. I can't believe I've called it Blind Puma. Blind Puma to talk to, and then more investigation to do. Presumably at some point we'll get that statement from Mottled Crew. I cannot believe that Nala let Mottled Crew leave. It's like, oh, you witnessed the murder? You found the body? You were first on the scene? Get out of here. You got tours to do. What a bad policewoman. But I am ready to go. So I should talk to some people.
Yep.
Do you have a voice preference as to whether I speak to Shredder or Dom first?
Well, have we heard Dom?
We haven't heard Dom.
All right. You can go with him first if you like.
All right. And Dom does have a fiancé. Anyone with a fiancé is guilty of murder in my book.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to Dom. I'm going to find... I'm going to bring Dom over to I've set up a little tent.
Yep.
Made out of advertising signs and a marquee that was over a hot dog stand in the stadium.
Dom walks in, you get a look at him. He's got funny coloured pins all through his spiky hair. He's wearing distressed denim. It's a little old school. It feels very 90s to you.
Okay.
He's got like a couple of pink highlights around the sides.
I say, hey Dom, how you going? You look like a real rules follower who loves the rules.
Well, I'm sorry, that's not the impression that I meant to give off. I apologise. Do you think I need to work on some image work?
Yeah, you sound like a rules follower who follows all the rules.
Like
the rules of received pronunciation.
I'm sorry, this isn't my stage voice. You want to hear my stage voice? But, you know, what we need to do that for right now, this is serious, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Okay.
I assumed you didn't want the character, Dom.
I thought you were always in character. I thought it was like the kayfabe of rock.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you do. The kayfabe of rock.
I really don't know what that means.
Kayfabe.
What are you talking about? These
are
words.
Kayfabe. It's the term that wrestlers use to the fact that they're always in character. Kayfabe.
Okay, gotcha.
Kayfabe. You know. Dom.
Thank you for teaching me this.
Oh, I live to teach. That's why I'm a teacher who dabbles as a detective on the side.
Interesting.
Dom, I'd like to talk to you about the night of the murder, a.k.a. last night.
Well, yes, of course. I will tell you anything that you need to know. It was really quite an experience. I mean...
All right. Calm down. Don't get flustered.
So the fight happened. I assume you've heard all about that.
Yes, I have. Do you know what the fight was about?
Oh, I haven't the foggiest.
You weren't part of the fight?
Oh, well, of course, once they started throwing punches, I made sure to get in there to make sure that nobody got, too tangled and nobody got their black eyes right before the performance, apart from the, a classy black eye that makes the audience like you just that little bit more.
Of course.
No, but yes, wanted to make sure nothing serious happened, for instance. Anything happened to Anita's vocal cords, we wouldn't want that to happen. If anything,
fight.
If anything happened to Shredder's hands, we can't have that.
And your hands as well.
Also hands.
Are you the guitar? You're the drummer.
Yes, yeah. What? No, I'm the guitarist.
Wait, the guy named Shredder isn't the guitarist?
No, I know he hates that.
I just assumed because his name was Shredder.
I know, we've heard all the jokes.
He picked his name. I'm assuming.
Was a group decision.
And why'd you call him Shredder? Okay, doesn't matter. That is neither here nor is it there. Okay, Dom, you didn't see the fight start. Or did you see it start, even if you didn't know what it was about?
Oh, I was utterly distracted. I was tuning up. They were getting ready to do microphone checks. I was off in my own little world. No one else understands my guitar like I do.
Oh, really?
Mm.
That sounds like something that has like weight to it as a sentence. Like later on, I'll discover a guitar that's been killed.
The actual murder weapon was the guitar.
But for now, it doesn't. I don't think it's relevant. Okay,
And then all of a sudden, next thing I knew, from in front where the microphone stands were set up, suddenly shoving, yelling, all happening. And it looked as though Anita was the instigator.
Oh, does that seem in character for her?
Certainly. Anything sets her off. You blow your nose the wrong way, you whistle too loudly, and she'll be all up in your face.
You sound like you're speaking from personal experience.
Oh, yes, quite a bit of experience. We've worked together for some time now.
And that didn't make you hate her? It's hard to work with someone like that?
Oh, look, to be honest, in this industry, you expect a bit of friction. It's almost par for the course, really. No one goes into the rock star lifestyle for the comfort, do they?
I love this guy. I've written a note that will make no sense, like, in an hour. The first note I have for Dom is RP, but RPing. That makes sense? He's got received pronunciation, but he's role-playing as someone who's more...
Oh, I thought you were saying he was right proper.
Right proper. No, well, yeah, I was saying received pronunciation, but yeah. Okay,
So, yes, I won't deny we had our moments.
And presumably Shredder had similar moments with Anita?
Oh, God, most certainly. Like, absolutely. But then that's Shredder. He could create those moments out of nowhere if he wanted to at any point.
Oh.
With anyone, nobody... Ugh. You got to be honest, Shredder is a train wreck.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Think of all of those various cliches that you hear about your rock stars, your punk stars, your metal stars. He goes out of his way to incur those stereotypes cast on him.
Okay, and but not you. You even. What about when you're being Dom Deadly instead of Dom Henley?
That is on stage and on stage only.
Okay.
I go into an interview and I'll be all tough and raw and all. I call it my pirate voice.
Oh, so is that why Modelled Crew got mad at you? Because they're pirates. They dress like pirates. I don't even remember the band we made up, but they pretend they're pirates.
This explains a few things. I didn't remember that at all. But yes, I'll go into the interviews. I will do that. And then I'll leave. I'll head outside. And while I'm waiting for the bus, I won't so much as take a cigarette.
Oh, no. Okay, cool. All right, lovely to know, Dom. Presumably this is why you have a fiance. Does she like the...
What do you mean, this is why I have a fiance?
Well, because your onstage
I have
persona
a fiance
is rude.
because I intend to get married.
To Lady Havisham?
Jeanette.
Lady
Jeanette Frost.
Get out of here, Dom. Is Jeanette? She was here. What was mentioned earlier? Something about, was she there when they found the body? Was she here when you?
She would have been here for the performance had it ended up going ahead, but she was never anywhere near our bus.
No. She doesn't come backstage, say hi.
Well, she doesn't have any of that sort of authorized access. I meet her in foyers. I see her in the audience. If we get a chance to bring someone up on stage, I point to her if I see her.
Okay, lovely. So can you tell me where you were when the body was found?
We were sitting back in the green room. We were stewing. We were furious and desperate. This had never happened before. Well, it was after 7 when it happened because we were supposed to have gone on stage at 6:30. And we were just sitting there waiting, hoping that she would come back out. Occasionally before that, we had all taken our turn, pounding on the door, trying to get her attention and trying to make her see that she should come back out. But when that didn't work, we just sat back and let Mottled Crew take the stage for us.
And so you gave up at about 6:30, or were you trying for some time after that?
6:30 was when we were supposed to go on, and she hadn't moved from
Had she
inside the
said
bus.
at all why? Surely, if you were yelling at her from the outside, surely she said something about why she wasn't coming out.
Oh,
Did she talk to you at all?
She didn't say a thing, and for all I know, I yelled my hardest, but over that music that she was blasting, deliberately I might add, trying to keep us out, wouldn't be surprised if she couldn't even hear me.
Did you see her go into the trailer?
No. Well, should I have?
Well, why
I
did you...
saw her storm out there after the fight, and...
I mean, did anybody see her go into the trailer?
No, I think to ask. I thought it was fairly obvious. She got no fight. She stormed out back to where our bus was.
And then you heard music
the
coming
bus
from the bus.
locked and music was coming from it. Her music for certain.
Interesting. Dom didn't see her go, because we have really nothing that confirms the fact that she was in that tour bus. And I said trailer. Look, for people listening at home, I'm going to say trailer and tour bus interchangeably just because it's show business,
Sure.
baby. They have trailers. But it is a tour bus. It is canonically a tour bus, in case you're getting confused. Maybe I should just do a few clean reads of the word tour bus. Tour bus. Tour bus. Tour bus. Tour bus. Tour bus. And then I can edit those in for whenever I say trailer. Okay. Well, if you haven't heard me say trailer, that's why. So yeah, nobody saw her go in. Well, he says no. He says he doesn't know. Maybe somebody else did specifically see her go in. There's no security camera footage of this area, is there?
Oh.
I'll get onto that after I speak with Dom. That was a question to Dani, by the way, not to Dom. I don't care what Dom thinks about security cameras. Didn't see a enter tour bus. Did nobody have a key to the tour bus?
Oh, the Peter absolutely would have, except I believe that he came. In fact, yes, of course, that's what happened. Lily, immediately when these problems started, sent Peter to go bring her back. Peter, our driver. Have you spoken to him?
Yeah, Peter Z. I haven't spoken to him.
Oh, all right.
Well,
yes.
only in passing, where he explained why his name is Z.
He went out, and then he came back, and quite a furore, claiming his keys were gone.
Ooh, interesting. I wonder if she just wasn't in there. If somebody else was in there pretending that she was in there, trying to make it seem, or not even that, just like turn the music on, steal the keys, get into the tour bus, and then, I don't know, like, look for something, find something. Dom, had Anita been working on anything lately? Anything big? Anything that she was like, here's my secret song?
Oh, I mean, no. We released our latest album very recently. There was nothing huge up and coming right away. Just a regular tour schedule.
She doesn't own like a chest full of gold? Like a gold chest?
That doesn't sound like her. I'd be very interested if it were.
Well, here's a question. She's a singer. Did she always say like, oh, gotta protect my golden pipes, but then wink as if to suggest she had a literal stack of golden pipes that were worth millions?
Goodness, that hasn't...
Dani's checking her notes as if that was going to be a thing.
No, but I've just remembered. I've just kind of gone, there it is, cool. I just realized, I wrote a tiny note to myself somewhere for later.
About golden pipes.
And I'm totally going to need it today. And I just, needed to make sure I could find it.
Cool. Dom, do you have any... Surely, do you think that the mottled crew people could have been responsible for this? Do you think anyone here could have been responsible for that?
He very much averts his eyes.
Dom?
No, no, God, I mean, it had to have been done by someone, didn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't want to go into thinking about the hypotheticals and thinking the worst of any of these people unwarranted. I feel like that brings up all sorts of unwanted emotions. What if you think, ooh, do I believe that person could have done it? And then you find that you do believe that. And then, well, it turns out they didn't do it, but you now have those beliefs. It's a, profoundly uncomfortable topic. And quite frankly, I don't want to think about who could have done it too much because I hope nobody did it.
I mean, somebody had to.
I know, and
unless it was the clumsiest suicide in the world.
I very much don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about what leads to this sort of thing happening.
Okay, Dom. And you say that you started knocking on the door before your performance.
Yes, of course.
Was there any time where she was in her trailer locked away, but you just sort of let her stew for a while?
Oh.
After the fight?
Absolutely. There was quite a decent amount because we thought that she'd just need some time to cool down, maybe get herself a drink. She went back, the fight happened at, must have been about 5 o'clock, and it wasn't until 5:30 or so that Lily first sent Peter away.
Interesting. Okay. Again, according to Dom. I probably don't want to go too much over, as I question more people, I probably don't want to go too much into rehashing this exact timeline out before.
Mm-hmm.
So I might start, if you're happy with this, start conversation like, I just double check some of these times with people to see if they concur. But we'll see as we get to other people how well that flows.
I mean, what does your timeline look like so far?
My timeline looks like there was a fight apparently at 5. Around, and she then left straight away. I can't believe the fight lasted more than a few minutes. She was then ostensibly in the tour bus until 5:30ish, when people started knocking on the doors. Peter Z went. Interesting that Peter Z went alone first. That'll be interesting to talk to him, because anything could have happened then. I mean, hell, he could have just gone over, opened the door, killed her, left the music on, thrown his keys away, and be like, "Oh, I don't have any keys. I'm Peter Z." I know that's not his voice. So that's interesting. Then they waited. And so after that failed, they came down, and from 5:30 till about 6:30, they were all knocking on the door, giving their own attempts to get her out. And 6:30, modelled crew came on stage, and then at the intermission, which I don't know how long that is, like 7, I don't know.
I have it as 7:15.
7:15. Burst the door down with Lily and the lead singer, whose name was stupid.
Ouch!
What was his name?
It's Heston.
Hestenberger, that's right. Because we joked as to whether or not those names was
we joked.
Hestenberger.
We joked.
Or Hestenberger. Yeah, we had a good old time. And then they found the body. They called the police. So we'll see if other people disagree with that timing. But it seems pretty clear-cut and probably fairly checkable. I should find out about... Well, I've got more people to talk to now. But I should also find out about some video footage and things. I want to ask Dom one last question.
Yes.
Dom, you said you all took turns trying to get her out.
Yes, that's right.
So Peter obviously tried first and didn't have his keys. Did you go next?
No,
Lily?
no. After that, he complained, saying that his keys were gone, so Lily went herself. And we figured she'd have the best chance of getting anything out of Anita. And then, some minutes later, maybe 10, 15 minutes, she came back very angry that she had gotten no response. And after that, that was when Shredder said... in his way, "Oh, I guess she needs a firmer hand than you can give." And
that's a good Shredder impression.
Thank you. And he went out, had his attempt. No luck. He was out for even longer.
And you were the last one to try?
Yes, that's right.
Just before 6:30?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
What did you say to her?
What did I say? I just tried to not get her attention, call out and tell her about the number of people that were out there waiting. Waiting specifically for her. I tried to flatter her, saying that most of the people were there for her, but... Yes.
Everyone but Giselle is there for you. What was her name?
Jeanette.
Everyone... Sorry. Everyone but Jeanette is here for you.
Yes, that sort of thing,
And it didn't work?
Talking about the venue. I didn't hear a thing from her except for that music.
None of you tried to break the door down? None of you tried to...
Break the door down?
Well, you were about to get on
stage. It's our bus.
It's a door.
I mean, look, we break that door down. What are we going to do? Drag her?
Yeah, that's a good point.
If she's not coming out, she's clearly not going to sing.
All right. Good point, Dom. All right, thanks. Go about your business. I mean, don't leave town or this stadium, but go get a coffee or something.
Yes, understood.
All right. Well, if Peter was the first person to head over, I should probably see what's up with Peter.
Okay.
I talk to Peter. I say, again, in my little marquee that I've set up.
Yep. All right, Peter comes in. He is dressed in baggy pants and a skivvy. He just looks like he is very sort of no-nonsense, casually dressed. Like he's in a sort of job where looking fancy is not part of his requirement.
Yeah, fair.
Hello, it is. Good to speak with you. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Mr. Z. Mr. I forgot, what was his name again? His full name? Is it Zimakowski?
Yeah.
Mr. Zimakowski.
It's all right. I did have it legally changed. It's just Z now.
Oh. Mr. Z now. What? Did you see how the fight started between Anita and Mottled Crew?
Actually, no, I wasn't on the stage. Why would I be?
Good point.
I was taking a break.
All right, wonderful. Were you involved at all in the fight? Did you
not
see what
at
happened?
No, not at all. I was not even in the area at that point. I was out the front in the foyer getting a coffee.
Okay. Interesting. So when Anita left and stormed into the tour bus, were you there for that?
No.
You were still in the foyer?
Yes, and I came back, and more or less as soon as I arrived back, Lily, the manager, came up to me and told me I had to get out of there. I had to go in, tell her to come back.
All right, wonderful. And what happened there? Because people were saying that I don't know why you didn't just open the door and get her out. What happened?
Okay, so here's the thing. We all got out of the bus after arriving at the venue. I went straight onto my break. I left it open because, they were unpacking. They kept having to go back and forth between things. I left my belongings there as well. I left them all very nearby.
And what constitutes your belongings? Your keys, your wallet?
Exactly.
You didn't have your wallet with you?
No.
Okay.
We get free coffee at these places.
Fair.
These things. So I put those down in the green room where the other belongings, considered one of the safest places.
Oh, so not in the bus. You left them in the green room.
Right.
Okay.
So you might know the way that this goes. So there's the outdoor area where the bus is. And then you walk in the back door. There's a little area. You can head off to the green room down one side. And then if you keep walking, there is the stage area.
Wonderful.
So it's all only connected by this back corridor, so only performers can reach the green room. Ideally, it should be relatively secure. Most people in this industry are, better about this sort of thieving thing than you would expect.
Sure.
But my belongings were there. I went. I tried to go to the bus. I grabbed my wallet. My key is always kept inside the wallet. But when I arrived at the bus door to open it and tell her, hey, it's almost performance time, you should get ready, my key was not there.
But your wallet was?
Yes.
They hadn't stolen your stuff?
Correct.
They hadn't stolen your wallet, your money, your credit cards. They'd only stolen the key?
Yes.
And you're sure it didn't just fall out? It wasn't sitting in the back of a locker in the green room?
I find that highly unlikely.
Interesting. Have you checked?
Of course I have checked. Look, you don't understand. This key, it is solidly placed in between the notes of money in here.
Not likely to fall out.
I would have had to take out a wad of bills and just mysteriously let go of them a little bit so that a key fell out for that to happen.
You had all the money in your wallet? Or was some of your money stolen?
I'm not... Oh. That's a good question. I don't know how much was there. I didn't check. I don't know how much I...
Well, how much do you have now? Are you...
Well, no, I don't know how much was in there, is the thing. I get tipped reasonably well. The band occasionally shares pieces with me. So the amount that I have in there can vary. Sometimes it can be quite a lot, and I lose track.
Interesting. Although it'd be odd to steal some of your cash and not the rest of it. That feels a bit weird.
Yes. You'd assume that if someone was in it for the petty theft, that they'd go all out on the petty theft. I've had a wallet stolen once before, and yes, it was cleaned out. Credit cards, cash, coins, everything. That does seem unusual.
It does. And so at this point, you couldn't open the door with your key was missing. Is there some idea that maybe Anita would have needed your key to lock the door, or can it lock from the inside?
No, from the inside she would have been just fine.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder, and now this is an aside, get out of here. Block your ears, Professor Z.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if the sequencing here is someone killed her straight away and then went and stole Peter's key so that the body wouldn't be found, to give them more time. Like if Lily went straight into the tour bus with her, bang, bang, bang. Oh, I needed to ask people whether they heard gunshots. But bang, 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 nothing going on. And then took the key, which she knew Peter would have had in his wallet because she knows these things, knowing that therefore no one would be able to get in. You can then cover, if it was Lily, cover your tracks, be like, oh, Peter, you go check on her, knowing it wouldn't work. That's interesting. Stolen key. Peter, did you hear any gunshots at any point this evening?
No, I didn't. Although, of course, throughout a good portion of it, people were testing guitars and things like that.
I suppose lots of loud music.
Exactly.
Drums.
I'm not that familiar with the sound of gunshots that I know what to expect, how far away I should have expected to hear that, or even what it sounds like. Is it a loud bang? Is it like a cork being pulled from a bottle? I've read all these descriptions.
That's what it's like. It's like a cork being pulled from a bottle.
That's in many a Poirot.
If the bottle is human life and the cork is the bullet wound, allowing life to spill forth and the person to be dead, if that's what it is, then it's just like a cork being pulled from a bottle. But a cork you can never put back in again.
This is making me uncomfortable.
Oh, it should. It's a murder. Okay. Peter, pumpkin eater. Do you have any idea? Obviously, can you think of any reason someone would have wanted Anita killed?
Oh, she was a very, let's say, divisive individual.
I know you recently appeared in a newspaper article.
Oh God!
Can you tell me what happened
You
there?
saw that, did you?
I did. I definitely saw it.
It was embarrassing, and more than that, I am quite certain that it was staged. Staged entirely by her. She knew that there were photographers watching, and so she just decided. You know what she did? She pretended that she didn't know who I was, and just went, "Oh no, a fan coming near our bus? How dare you?" and started just shoving me, manhandling me a little bit. And then, as soon as all of the shots had been taken, she left. She walked back on and then said, "Oh, are you coming, Peter?"
Very strange.
It was a travesty. It was made up. I do this as my job. I don't do this to get involved with her theatrics.
Interesting. That is weird. That's a weird thing to do.
She did that. She liked making a little spectacle.
Like a tiny optometrist.
But yes, I don't want to make any outright accusations, but I will say she had a habit of getting on people's bad side and making sure that they knew that she was doing it to get under their skin.
And you think that could have been enough to have her enrage someone enough to murder her?
Everyone has a snapping point.
What's your snapping point, Peter?
I try not to think about that too much. That's a very serious question. I was more talking in terms of other people.
Such as? Shredder?
To name a few.
To name one.
To name one of a few. Have you listened to much of the band's music?
I have not.
It might be worth looking into.
Solve This Murder is created by Bill Sunderland and Dani Siller. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook at Solve This Murder. For questions, queries and theories, send an email to solvethismurderpod@gmail.com. Thank you to Jared, Devon and Whit of Advanced Sagebrush and Shootouts for creating our theme music. And thanks to all of you for listening.